Welcome back, Fate of the Game viewers, to another edition of The Rundown with your host, Dalton Miller from FateOfTheGame.com. Tonight we're going to check out Dust and Elysian Tail. It's a really kind of a weird game. It's hard to describe, honestly. It's almost like if you took Disney animation from the 1980s, mixed it with a little anime and a Metroidvania game style, kind of with light RPG elements on top of that. The art aesthetic is definitely worth mentioning right off the bat. It is gorgeous. It is one of the most beautiful games I've played in the last few years. The next thing to talk about is Dodrill. That's the main programmer, the guy who envisioned this game. He started out thinking it was going to be an 8-bit platformer, and then it turned into more than he could handle. He thought it was going to take him 3 months to develop. It ended up taking him 3.5 years. It got picked up by Microsoft to be in its Summer of Arcade last summer, 2012. So we're going to check it out. I'm going to show you a little excerpt from the game, kind of walk through it. Stay with us. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the game. I'm going to load up my save here. The game does auto-save at these little kind of floating ruin areas. Right now I'm in the Aurora Village, which is kind of the main quest hub, at least right now, the part of the game. And I feel like I'm a little over halfway through, and I have kind of gone back and done some other things to try to unlock treasure chests and find hidden items. So we'll take a look at the inventory here. You can have your standard things. You have a necklace, a ring, some armor. The map, it's very familiar if you've played any Metroid games. You've got your quest log here. You're completed, and your notes that kind of give you a heads up towards treasures. You get your building materials here. This game does have a crafting system. You find blueprints. You can build stuff. Get your stats. Let's see what else we got. Yep, here's where you level up, basically. Every time you level up, you get one of these crystals, and you can put it in your respective area there. Whether it was attack or defense or overall health, or your range attack, which is from Fidget, the little bat creature that's following you around. So I'm going to go on and head towards a side mission here. I believe it is in Ivydale Glen. That's it. So go and check that out. The world map there, it's pretty cool. Basically, it pops up anytime you leave an area. You can't go to it automatically. You can fast travel at the save points if you have a teleport crystal. Oh, damn. Bloms. Yeah, those are bloms. They're nasty buggers. Blow up, set you on fire. The best thing to do is switch to your ranged powers. We'll just save real quick. Switch to your ranged powers. When they suck in air like that, that's when they're vulnerable. So you hit one and they all go off like a chain reaction. You see from the explosion detail, this game is just absolutely gorgeous. I can't get over the fact every time I turn it on and begin to play through it, I'm amazed. It literally is like playing a cartoon. The controls are really responsive as well, which is kind of a must in a game like this. I can't get through here, can I? Okay, we're going to have to go back around. I don't have the stone that is required to allow me to go through those gates yet, so must be something up on the top level that I haven't got to yet. But yeah, back to the graphics. This is just one area, and it's kind of rainy. There is a day-night cycle as well, so it's just now morning, I think. But in some of the other areas, it's just beautiful. I mean, and not that this isn't, but it's raining and kind of like meant to be drearier looking. Oh, giant. Quick. I'll show you the area there. You do have a counter move there, and it works ridiculously well against big enemies.
Hey,
check out this, help this rabbit kid here.
Please tell me you're here to help me.
Yeah, you see the conversations are all kind of handled like this, somewhat, I guess, anime style, or JRPG style, with your respective character on either side of the screen speaking. The voice acting overall is really good. It's entertaining. The storyline for this game is strangely very adult-oriented. It basically revolves around genocide, as far as I can tell. It's the main character. You wake up in the beginning of the game with no memory. I know it's a kind of a overused trope, but anyway, in this game it does have a somewhat plot-specific purpose. Not that other games don't, but I give this one a pass because everything else is so well done. There's Fidget. She actually has like a lot of funny quips that do land, strangely enough. The writing for this game is really well done. I know I just said that, but just to highlight that once again. So we're gonna go on here. I gotta get this kid's laundry for his boss, apparently, that he dropped when he got scared of monsters. Another save point over here. They also give you health. That's why I constantly hit them. Give you a little bit of a boost if you need it. Jump up here. Alright, so I got the laundry item.
Well, here's where Corbin drops the basket. Might as well return it for him.
So yeah, Fidget wants to give this guy poison ivy by rubbing it into his laundry basket. I wonder if this is going to pop up one of the choices. Sometimes if you have kind of a moral choice, if you're presented with a case like this, you can pick one way or another. I kind of feel like this is going to be one of those times. Yep. So yeah, I can pick to obviously rub the poison oak or poison ivy onto his clothes or not. So I'm going to choose it. Because I'm playing this guy as a good guy. And so far, I've seen this kind of like a story of redemption. Basically, from what I could tell, not to ruin any specific plot points. The character has a questionable past. Dust, the main dude. Got one of these things here. These are explosive plant seeds, basically, that kind of hover around you. Use them to usually, if they're around, there's a door like this, or a wall that you need them to explode. The other times they'll be around is if you're in a specifically dark area, and they can be used as a light source as well. More bloms. You can just set them off if you're quick enough and use the dash to get away, but you don't want to get caught by them because they can do an extreme amount of damage if enough of them explode around you. Oh, yep, there it is. Got it. Stay on fire a really long time in this game, I guess. And so far, that's kind of been the biggest challenge, not being on fire, but just the fact of you seem to get hurt pretty easily. I have the best armor that you can make at this point in the game. So let me go on and go to this new area I haven't been to and see what it kind of looks like. Oh, it's mostly a new story area. Kind of a cool little background it shows between chapters when you do go through a main quest. So, I'm going to talk to this guy and see.
Well, I don't believe
this is one of the guys from the village who gave me a quest
Dust,
earlier.
you,
Apparently he's giving me another one now.
Oh, what are you doing all the way up here?
Why, I'm heeding the call of grand adventure.
The sound in this game is wonderful as well. I'm sure you heard the music as I've been playing it. I think it's done by Hyperduck Studios.
Right, that's it.
They did a great job with orchestral arrangement. It really does kind of heighten the emotional seriousness of the storyline. So let me go ahead and finish talking to this guy. I would cut this out, but I won't mess with having to edit all that. But anyway, so you basically have a combo-based fighting system with a mixture between X and Y. Hopefully I'm going to get to fight some regular ground-based enemies here before too much longer. I can show you what the combo system looks like. Yeah, it's really, really good. Really fluid, and of course it makes you look really cool while you're doing it, which also makes you feel like a badass. So that's kind of part of what video games are about, kind of giving you that ability to see yourself in another character's shoes and feel like you're masterfully executing whatever moveset that is at that said character's disposal. So cut to another cutscene here. Oh, it's like some kind of weird zombies. So you go ahead. start this up. All right. Oh yeah. So you can see it's a pretty fluid mix between, and that was basically just using the X button and the Y finisher. You can take characters up into the air, beat them up there. You can bring them with the ground slam. But that whirlwind I'm doing with Y is a pretty powerful maneuver on its own. It allows you also to whip things out of the air if there happens to be an explosive around, or Fidget can fire her power and I can make it even stronger and make it longer lasting by immediately hitting the Y key and holding down. But you only can do that for a certain amount of time. Keep this guy up. Yeah, you can do the whirlwind move in the air as well and kind of corkscrew. If there's an enemy around, you will auto target them and go towards them, which is really useful if you're trying to get to a higher place to find a hidden item or whatever. So we beat these guys up. Keep going to this graveyard here. Again, I gotta mention the art style. Like I said in the opening, one of the things that made me so attracted to this game after I saw the first trailer for it, oh my god, I'm about to die. Oh, don't die, don't die. Alright, hit some health here. You just give yourself health by hitting the left bumper, but I'm out of health items and basically have to keep one equipped there. In that item slot. We'll go ahead and put this one in. It seems like it's good enough. So yeah, enemies drop random loot. They sometimes drop crafting material, sometimes drop blueprints, sometimes drop money. But to go on about the art style, one of the things that attracted to me immediately, obviously, was born in the 1980s, early 1980s, and I grew up watching Disney animation of that time period, and I'm still extremely fond of it. I have a daughter now, and she and I enjoy DuckTales and Tailspin and a lot of the other Disney stuff of that era together quite often. And when I saw that the anthropomorphic animals of this game highly resemble the Disney characters from that time period, immediately I was drawn to it. Definitely one of this game's stronger points is artistic direction. These flying bee things here, really annoying. Flying enemies can be annoying in this game. These aren't so bad. Some of the ones I fought in a previous area, it's kind of a subterranean underworld that was also gorgeous. I'll try to post some pictures of the other areas on the site with the article when I finish the review, so you can kind of see the other areas. So I'm going to keep going here, see if there's anything up top. Oh, we got this guy. Watch out for him. But as a whole package, this game so far has really outdone itself. I cannot believe that one guy programmed all this. I mean, I guess I can understand it. It took him 3.5 years. Also, this is the PC version, and that's why I'm playing and reviewing it, even though this is a game that came out over a year ago on Xbox 360. In the Xbox Live Summer Arcade program. The PC version runs really well. Okay, I'm going to check out a chest here. Kind of do a little quick time event to unlock chests, but you have to have keys, and keys are a problem in this game. They're really hard to get to usually if you don't have the right abilities, which I think I've pretty much gotten maybe 60-70% of the abilities at this point. There might be one or two more. As far as being able to slide and that kind of like this, being able to climb is another one that I don't have yet, so it's sort of hard to get keys right now. But anyway, oh, what is this? New enemy type. And so far, every area has had new enemies. The guy, Dean Dodrill, really didn't cut any corners when it came to filling this game up with newer and interesting enemies, and no two of them have been the same. As far as, see, this guy, apparently I can't counter him in it because it still hurts me, blows us both back. No two have been the same as far as their weaknesses and strengths. This guy apparently does not like light very much. Go ahead, that's one of the newer abilities I've gotten. Go ahead and use that on the pin up against here. Nice. So, yeah, the PC version runs with, here's the corkscrew flying ability that I told you about. The PC version runs really well. I'm playing in 1080p on my constant rig that I play most of the games on that you use, and that's GTX 670, Windows 8 with 16 gigabyte of RAM, a AMD CPU. Let's adjust these guys here real quick. At 3.6 gigahertz, that's my CPU speed, quad core. I imagine this game would probably run on a much lesser system as well, at least in 720, and perform extremely well. Most 2D games, there's not a lot of, I guess, rendering at a distance. It kind of really cuts down on resource usage. Oh my god, a ton of bee things just popped out of that chest. The first time I've seen that. And then exploding out of a chest like that. Kill these guys. Oh my gosh, look at all these keys. So yeah, at this point, like I said, I can imagine my review is going to be pretty good. I feel like I'm, like I said, at least 2/3 of the way through the game, so I kind of have seen what this game has to offer, and I've been highly impressed with it. It's definitely worth checking out. I believe it's $15 right now on Steam, but Steam sale is coming up probably in the next 2 weeks, and I imagine it will get quite a price cut as usual for pretty much all games on Steam. Kill this beehive thing. You can get some crazy combos on this. I think my highest is like maybe 180, 190 hits at this point. But another subterranean level here. Subterranean mechanics are really cool. One thing we haven't seen anything of, and that's the puzzles in this game, and they're usually really imaginative. One of them that comes to mind immediately is in the subterranean area. I had to guide. This is before I could slide through those little holes. I had to guide one of those explosive seed pods from like a side of the cave that I was locked out of through maybe 5 or 6 of those little tunnels across the map, and I had to do it in about 20 seconds, all the way down to the bottom. Got another chest here. All the way down to the bottom of the cave. It was really harrowing as far as whether or not I could do it. It took me a couple tries, because not just the fact there was timers and I had to suck them through those little hole things, but there was a couple of other puzzles involved as far as maneuvering my character across the map quickly. Watch out for the little explosive guy there. Kill some more of these zombie things. So, I don't know if these are going to blow up or not. I'm not sure I need them anyway. Sometimes they're just used for a light source. Like I said, there was one subterranean area where I had to literally take one of those with me the entire area, which lasted about 10 minutes, and use be careful not to hit another enemy with it because it will blow up, but to use those to avoid spikes and pitfalls. Okay, so we're out of these caves. Yeah, these are the fine things that I don't have the ability to climb up yet. But anyway, I think I'm going to end it right here. So that's Dust and Elysian Tail. So that was just a snippet of gameplay from Dust and Elysian Tail. So far, I'm about 8 hours in. It's really, really great. I can't stress that enough so far. I kind of fell in love with this game after about an hour of playing it, and if you give it a chance, I imagine you'll do the same if you still hold a place in your heart for Metroidvania style games with a 2D platforming edge. The review is going to be incoming on fateofthegame.com next week, so stay tuned for that. Check back the site. Again, I'm at Tales of Dalton on Twitter. You can find me writing regularly and doing these dumb videos on fateofthegame.com. So check back with us and stay tuned for more. Peace.